Reporting to you live here downtown for an evening with George St. Pierre, the Instinct of a Champion event. It's live from last week, episode 249. Let's go! Welcoming my fellow JayWalkers to another episode of Live from Last Week. Hope last week has served you well. Just a quick shameless plug before we go on. Want you guys to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. So starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my childhood friends who I used to represent with playing House League Soccer on the DQ soccer team. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Nathan. Happy birthday, Nathan. And we've got a quick birthday greeting to one of my former coworkers out there who you guys know alongside me is one of the biggest Canada men's national soccer team fans. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Ramez. Happy birthday, Ramez. I'm hoping that everybody has their birthdays today are doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time, and had a great celebration for your birthdays this year. So, waking up this morning after about 4.5 hours of sleep, I decided to be productive doing my Iron Series upper body antagonist sets workout of the day. One of the more challenging workouts in this program, if you ask me. Before making the wife some breakfast at the condo. Then throwing back to these scenes from last week's episode, where I started to buy McDonald's Happy Meals in order to collect these BTS Tiny Tan toys. Seeing a couple of these ads on Facebook Marketplace last night, I was able to trade my extra J-Hope toy that I got last week for this new BTS V Tiny Tan. And while I was at my local McDonald's, I decided to order yet another Happy Meal, which had revealed to me the newest member in our collection, the Tiny Tan of BTS's Jungkook. Then hanging out with this guy for the first time since this Live from Last Week episode, I picked up my buddy Cammy Sue and went to this Richmond Hill Plaza to a place for bubble tea called Machi Machi, where we were able to get a couple of bubble teas and do a quick little cheers in the car. Then head to this driving range that we were last at in 2024. Going to the Timber Creek Fun Center, where they had multiple golf bays in the shade. We got to hitting several golf balls with our drivers. Even being able to try out Cammy's driver that he lent out to me.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
And both got to working on our golf swings. Next, getting several notifications on the dashboard of the Mini's brake issues. I got Cammy to look at my problem and top off my brake fluid before picking up the wife and getting her some flowers. These are for you. Just kidding, guys. These were actually flowers that she bought at her favorite flower shop that she was giving to a client. Then going to this place for the first time since this Live from Last Week episode, to the Graydon Hall Manor for the wife to do a wedding rehearsal at this location before taking her out to an event that had these crazy resale prices for their tickets, going downtown to the Rogers Center to catch the Blue Jays' crucial game versus the Red Sox, and enjoying a date night with the last Loonie Hot Dog special event game of the 2025 season, then having a romantic walk in the rain going back to our car, trying not to get wet in this weather, before wrapping it up here at the condo for the evening. Starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my former coworkers out there who you guys know I've hung out with outside of work several times and have visited her place on the east side of the GTA. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Indy. Happy birthday, Indy. I'm hoping that everybody that has their birthdays today are doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time, and had a great celebration for your birthdays this year. Now this morning, waking up early after less than 5 hours of sleep, just like the scenes from last night, romantically walking the wife to the GO station to properly see her off, as she was ready to board her train to go downtown for her day shift, I was able to go back to the condo and fall back asleep to get an amazing 7.5 hours of rest total. And with me having my energy charged back up, I stayed in all day just editing Live From Last Week videos on the laptop and do my Iron Series dumbbell glute workout of the day, which was actually more difficult than my previous times doing these exercises, as I was using this advanced resistance band for the first time for me to finish up doing my workouts before I go in for my first of a scheduled 3 night shifts later on tonight. So starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my longtime F-Car friends who I try to reconnect with anytime I'm visiting Fan City. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Mark. Happy birthday, Mark. I'm hoping that everybody has their birthdays today are doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time, and had a great celebration for your birthdays this year. So coming off my night shift to this gloomy weather for my commute home this morning, I did a quick stopover at my local No Frills and spent enough money on my groceries to get this Marvel collectible sticker before going home and staying up to try to buy some Blue Jays playoff tickets when they were released, hoping that I don't actually have to go and that the Blue Jays clinch their division and get a first round bye. Then getting almost 4 hours of post night shift sleep in, I've just been going hard trying to finish my editing for my Live From Last Week episode 248 for tomorrow morning's weekly release, before going in for my second of my scheduled 3 night shifts later on tonight. Coming off a busy but manageable second night shift this morning, I headed straight back to the condo to do my Iron Series final full body workout of the day, performing these exercises post-shift while the wife was busy getting ready to coordinate a wedding later on today, before getting just over 3 hours of post-shift rest prior to going in for my 3rd night shift in a row. And recalling the release of JayWalkerPOV Live From Last Week episode 248 earlier this morning, where there was a surprise reveal of my cousin's proposal to his girlfriend, now fiance. I was able to get a couple of his raw reactions to him watching the music video that I got of this milestone moment. Starting off today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of the wife's coworkers with whom I've played indoor volleyball with in the past. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Emily. Happy birthday, Em. And we've also got a birthday shout out to one of my childhood friends who I remember hanging out with from our times in Mother Teresa, Good Shepherd, St. Stephen's, Holy Trinity, and her time at U of T. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Sarah. Happy birthday, Shay. I'm hoping that everybody that has their birthdays today are doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time, and had a great celebration for your birthdays this year. So last night, running and rushing to the GO train station for my commute to work, catching my GO train to get to Union Station and pick up this free taco dinner kit at the Union Station giveaway booth, having another opportunity to run into my Numéro outside the subway station, but not being able to see him there once again. It was his loss, as I was planning to give him that taco dinner kit as a present. Anyways, after another busy but steady shift and being happy being off for my first time in 3 nights, I think I was working so hard that I had actually burned a couple of holes through the heels of my socks, partially caused by my work shoes right here, with an exposed piece of sharp plastic that was the cause of that hole in my sad sock. Then, after seeing that the floor of the previously closed elevator area was opened up once again, and walking to the TTC station, but going through this once hidden alleyway in between the hospitals, finding this odd statue that had reminded me that I have a glutes workout sometime soon, I took the subway train all the way to Warden Station, seeing how this place had looked like in weeks past. I got back home to the condo to surprise the wife with one of the BTS Tiny Tans that I got for her from last week.
Oh, this is... Where did you get this?
Who is it? Get the card, get the card.
It's JK. Euphoria.
Next, after getting in about 1.5 hours of post-shift sleep, too excited to stay in bed cause there were a couple of big sporting events happening this afternoon, I got to watching on TV one of my favorite pitchers, Trey Savage and the Blue Jays, play in a must-win game to keep their hopes alive in winning their division, to get a bye in the first round of the MLB playoffs. And while this was going on, down the street at nearby BMO Field, we had Toronto FC take on the visiting Inter Miami CF, where one of my favorite all-time players, soccer living legend and World Cup winner Leo Messi, was playing in front of the Toronto fans in a pretty entertaining match, which ended up in a well-earned draw, before I tried to catch up on some sleep on the couch and watch some NXT wrestling in the background this evening. And speaking of wrestling, going back to this scene from last week's episode, So guys, since there was literally 13 matches, this music video only captured part 1, with y'all having to tune in to next week's episode for the second part of this AEW All Out Toronto music video. I'll now present to y'all the music video for the AEW All Out Toronto 2025 Part 2. Firstly today, we got a quick birthday shout out to one of my uncles in the Philippines who is one of the biggest Real Madrid fans that I know. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Father Favi. Happy birthday, Father Favi. We next got a birthday greeting to one of my former coworkers out there who we would always joke around that she was from the Chronicles of Narnia. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Sarah. Happy birthday, Sarah. And last but not least, we got a birthday greeting to one of my former YSIC friends out there who I last saw at her book signing several years back up in Newmarket. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Nikki. Happy birthday, Nikki. I'm hoping that everybody has their birthdays today, are doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time, and had a great celebration for your birthdays this year. So this morning, waking up after about 7 hours of sleep and making the wife breakfast to come home to after her night shift, I headed to the St. Teresa Shrine of the Little Flower Parish for Sunday Catholic Mass, before going to my nearby LCBO and seeing this ugly duck wine bottle that, if you didn't notice, was actually made out of cardboard, and had Tito Eddie and Tita Monet come over to the condo for lunch and celebrated with them my Lolo's belated birthday up in heaven with the red wine that I had just bought. Cheers to Lolo. Happy birthday, Lolo. Next, with my latest surprise guest in the mini carpool, my Tito Jun.
I'm safe. Somebody picked me up.
We both headed to the cemetery where my parents were both waiting for us here, so that we could all do my monthly visit to my Lola together. Hi Lola, making my monthly visit to you. Just wanted to say, continue to guide us in everyday lives, continue to pray for us, and we'll see you next month. See you, Lola. We love you. Then going back home to catch the crucial Game 162 for the Blue Jays, the final game of the 2025 MLB regular season, where if they won this game, they would clinch the AL East division title and get a first round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Kirky, grand slam. Let's go.
While watching this event on the TV, I was recalling this warning that we got on the Mini's dashboard last week. And we learned this skill that I last practiced over 3 years ago. We were able to replace the battery that was in the Mini key fob for the wife's commute to work later on this evening. But yeah, going back to the game, that was a must-win for the Blue Jays. Well, they were leading the Rays 13-4 in the 9th. The Blue Jays capped off the game like this. Oh, here it is. We got the division! We got the division! Woo! So after winning their first AL East division title in 10 years, and celebrating their achievements post-game on the field, I had taken in the beautiful sunset to the west of the condo this evening before doing my final Iron Series finale arms, abs, and core workout in my second round of completing this 6-week / 30 session circuit to wrap up my program and wrap up my night. Getting in only 5.5 hours of sleep, waking up to this sunrise view to the west. I opened up my laptop to edit some live from last week videos this morning. Make some post-night shift breakfast for the wife. Then recalling this scene from last week's episode, I went and ordered this John Cena Elimination Chamber t-shirt that I should have got when I was at the event a couple months back. I opened up the condo door to receive this mysterious package that someone had left for me. I excitedly opened up this package, hoping that it was exactly what I thought it was. And guess what, guys? It was the John Cena WWE Elimination Chamber shirt that I got in the mail. But although the material of this shirt was a bit on the cheaper side, with it being 1/10 of the price, and with all this detail, I honestly thought that this shirt will do. Anyways, after my Iron Series workout program was completed yesterday, I went on YouTube and researched that there was actually a newer fuel workout program that was available and free. So, doing my first ever Fuel Series giant leg day workout, I noticed that I was just exhausted doing all these exercises that were more difficult than the ones in the Iron Series, as it incorporated both weights and cardio. Next, recalling all the McDonald's BTS Tiny Tan figures that we've been collecting, I sent the wife along with G to Unionville to do a porch pickup of a Jin figure that we were missing. Where both the wife and G had this very appreciative reaction when completing this treasure hunt. Then afterwards, making my way downtown and sneaking up and scaring my buddy Brian. We both headed to the Jane Mallet Theater at the St. Lawrence Center for the Arts for an evening with Georges St. Pierre, the Instinct of a Champion event.
DJ And Boss Le Buzz, aka has got ribs. Shout out has back. I'm back. One crowd, you know I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. One crowd, you know I'm back. You already know, man, we got that number one shit right there. Let's go. I'm back. One crowd, you know I'm back. You already know, man, we got that number one shit right there. Let's go.
Donc d'où je viens là pour me tirer dessus et les podcasts. J'garde quelque chose dans mon froid pour mon podcast. J'ai juste retranscrire toutes les notions. J'entends des gens rire de ma dévotion. J'ai juste retranscrire toutes les notions. J'entends des gens rire de ma dévotion.
One crowd, you know I'm back. One crowd, you know I'm back.
Now concluding with that once-in-a-lifetime type of event. And big thanks to my buddy, Brian, for bringing me. Where we finished up the evening with me meeting one of my all-time favorite idols in person. We'll just wrap up this week's Live From Last Week episode right here. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've been watching, feel free to follow JayWalkerPOV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell to be notified when new videos from JayWalkerPOV come out. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time on Live From Last Week.